Today, I'm going to show you how to build this modern planter. It's just crazy how expensive planters are in general. And then you add the term modern and then the prices just skyrocket. But the best part is that you can actually build this with just a few boards and a few power tools. And of course, I have the detailed printable plans and dimensions and cut list and step-by-step instructions, everything linked in the description below. And to build this, all you need is a saw, a nail gun, and if you don't have a nail gun, you can also use a power drill and trim head screws, and you need a pocket hole jig. And of course, as you see me use each of the tools, you will see them pop up as a link underneath the video, or it might be a QR code depending on which device you're watching the video on. But all you need to do is click on that and it'll take you to the tool I'm using, so you can grab that if you need to. But if you are new here, I am Anika, and my goal is to demystify DIY and inspire and empower you to build all of the things. I have a bunch of resources to get you going, so be sure to take a look at those in the description as well. Now let's get building. The box of the planter is built using cedar fence picket boards, which are readily available in most home improvement stores and are quite budget friendly as well. I'm using my miter saw to cut them up, but you can also use a circular saw to make the cuts. The exact cut list dimensions are detailed in the plans, which is linked in the description below. Now, these boards can be really rough, so it does take a whole lot of patience and a whole lot of sanding to really sand them down to get that smooth finish. But you just want to keep stepping from 60 to 80 to 150 to 220 grit until you get them nice and smooth. And a pencil scribble is the key to making sure that you get a uniform sanding. But once they are fully sanded, they look beautiful. But if you own a planer like me, you can also use that to kind of shortcut all of your sanding. But I did want to show you that it is possible to just sand the board down to get that beautiful finish. Okay, now let's build the box. But first, safety glasses. I am using wood glue and brad nails to attach the boards together to build this box. You do want to make sure that you use outdoor wood glue for this, because even if you decide not to plant directly inside the box, it will still see a fair share of water and moisture. I am building the bottom this way because I want the bottom to be flat and modern instead of the standard slats that you see in cedar planters. Right now, the sides will keep everything together, but then later the stand will also add more support to it as well. Now we need to attach the next level of boards all around. And after a lot of thought on exactly how to do this, I decided to go with 2x2 boards on each of the corners. So now I can attach them to the existing sides using brad nails. These 2x2s now give me supports to be able to attach the next layer of boards to build out the sides and hence build the box. Now, notice how the 2x2s are shorter than the overall height of the box. And this way they will remain hidden inside, but we still have enough area to be able to get a good joint on all of the boards. And that is the completed box. So I want to take a quick moment to ask you a question. Be honest with me. How many DIY videos have you watched this week? Because I get so many messages along the lines of, Anika, I have watched every single one of your videos to help me get inspired and finally get the confidence to use my saw. But here's the truth. You cannot watch your way into confidence. You cannot motivate yourself into a skill. The only way to stop being intimidated by tools is to actually turn them on. And the only way to learn how to build is to actually build. You don't need any more information or any more videos or theories. What you need is a tool in your hand and some sawdust on your floor. And that is exactly why I created the Fearless Woodworker. It is not a dry series of lectures. It is a project-based journey where each build is a stepping stone. We start simple with just a saw and a drill and I show you all of the basics so you get confident with the basics. I incrementally add new tools into your arsenal as your confidence grows. And by the time you're done, you'll be confident using a table saw, a router, and so much more. You aren't just watching tutorials. You are mastering woodworking 101 through action. But here's the thing. I know it's not just the fear of tools that's holding you back. It's the fear that, what if I get stuck? Who do I turn to? Who do I ask questions? And this is why in this program, you are not doing it alone. I have a 24/7 community group where you can share your progress and get help whenever you need. Plus, I host live monthly Q&A calls where you can come, ask your questions, get unstuck, and it also keeps you accountable. And the best part, my favorite part, is we create a community. We make friends, we hang out, we talk woodworking. I am going to be with you every step of the way in this program, making sure that you keep moving forward. And by the end of the program, you're going to walk away with not just 5 amazing projects that you just built, but you're going to walk away with a lifetime of skills. You wouldn't have watched a woodworker, you would have become the woodworker. And you will finally be the person that will look at something and say, oh yeah, I can build that. So if you're ready to stop watching from the sidelines and start building, join the Fearless Woodworker. It is the program and community I wish existed when I was starting out. Let's get you in the shop and get those tools running, because I cannot wait to see all the amazing things you build. Once the box was built, I went over it with my sander one more time, especially because I wanted to make sure I removed all of the glue residue that might have been there. Now it's time to build the stand, and I'm using 1x10 boards that I will put together using pocket holes. I used the correct 720, but you can use any pocket hole jig. And if you're trying to figure out which pocket hole jig is right for you, take a look at my video where I go through all of the details to help you make that decision. Since I'm using 3/4 inch thick boards, the pocket holes are made with the 3/4 inch setting on the jig as well as the drill bit. And the plans will show you exactly where all the pocket holes are needed. Now, to put it together, I am using pocket hole screws. It is always best to use pocket hole screws with pocket hole joints because they are especially designed to create a strong joint. And the right angle clamp is my favorite for making joints like these because it holds the boards at the 90-degree angle, and I don't have to worry about misalignment and the board slipping. Now the middle shelf needs to be such that the top of the box is perfectly aligned to the top of the stand. So I use the box to mark exactly where the middle shelf goes. Now my favorite way to make sure that a board that I'm attaching in the middle of another board stays aligned is to use a straight edge as a support to make sure that nothing moves as I am attaching it. And now I can just attach the other side of the stand with wood glue and pocket hole screws to complete the stand. Once again, it is key to make sure that everything stays aligned as you are attaching, because small changes can completely throw off the structure of the stand and it can get wonky, and nobody wants that. And that is the stand. And now it's time to see how the box fits together with the stand, which it fits perfectly. Now for the final finish. For the box, I used deck stain to enhance the look of the cedar, and I painted the stand with black paint. You can attach the box to the stand using screws through the bottom, or you can leave it unattached. You can also add some drainage holes and landscape fabric and plant directly in the pot. I just prefer using a separate pot because I can then switch things out whenever I want. I love the simple clean lines, and remember, you can get the plans for this in the description below. And don't forget to check out the other 3 modern planters I made. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.